Me just because I wanted to restart the YouTube stream and crashed, so just going to repair my gear. Let's get in there. Shit happens. What you gonna do about it, right? Not really gonna focus on getting a perfect run. Perfect runs are really, in my opinion, like you need to have done Mills Arena so many times, or you know, you need to not. I won't say so many times because there are people who learn Mills Arena really quickly. You just need to feel comfortable with this place. Like, don't expect that you can get flawless conqueror. You know, can you not like never die in here? Because you need to get the timing of it. You might forget one or two things like that. You know, so you want to I mean, it's a video game, right? You wanna have an adventure, you wanna have a little bit of challenge, so you don't want to be too frustrating. So you want to take it easy, learn from others, but at the same time, you know, what would be if it wasn't even half of an adventure anyways, it wouldn't be too much. So let's heavy attack into cleave. Some things are kinda out of control, so we're just moving on. Heavy attack into bash, heavy attack into cleave, and you can heavy attack into cleave bash too, like it's actually pretty easy. Animation cancelling in this game, superbly easy. See, taking my time, just letting the mechanics have their ways of working, doing a cleave over here, getting, you know, poison, but it didn't matter because I was so near the, putting my cleave down, rolling off this, points injection, caltrops, endless hill, putting my rounding trap, heavy attack into a reverse slice. And we're actually going to swap to dual build at this point. Oh, actually, we may not. Eh, actually, you saw what happened? I'm actually gonna have to suicide on myself because if you see, I'm using two-hander with dual wield abilities, right? I'll just let myself die. No biggie. You see, he doesn't even do that much damage. I was basically sitting there and he did like 4 or 5k to me. And me just sitting in, not avoiding anything. So I got another death, whoop-de-doo. Having deaths in vMA. Now, let's go in. And we're actually gonna use dual wield for this, just because I feel it's a lot more fun to go dual wield. Feeling a bit risky, you know? Let's take a little bit chances, let's express ourselves a little bit. Gonna show you guys what's the difference if I do it on a two-hander. You guys have been seeing me do two-hander on the other rounds. Like, it's actually a lot easy. Because you just put cleave, you have your, you know, damage shield and whatnot protect you. But over here, I'm gonna be just doing a little bit more DPS. Let's heal, poison injection, my rending slashes, my heavy attack into blade cloak, and heavy attack again. Not really focusing on doing any DPS whatsoever. Realming trap, caltrops getting smashed. Breaking free from this. So this is where I usually teach guildies that they need to actually pull one of the mages, right, to this. And the reason why we do, oh shit! So if you saw what happened over there, and this is a good time to talk about mechanics. The boss did 15.7k on me. Why is that? Because I left the mages alive for more than 30 seconds. So when I leave them alive for more than 30 seconds, they enrage the boss. Something that never happens to me anymore. Normally only when I'm actually demonstrating the mechanics, because I sometimes just leave this boss, allow him to whack me, just to show that players that there's not much damage to really worry about. It's only that when the game ZeniMax's design has made it so that some of the things you can't heal through because they design it so that you have to acknowledge it. You can't just spam heals and go through it. So we'll just have to respect that. And we're just gonna have to play the game. It's totally fine by us. So we learn from that. We kill the mages a little bit faster, but I'm gonna make sure to position the mages where? That's right. This boss, really big size body. Breaking free from this. I'm gonna put down my caltrops and let's heal. Poison injection. Gonna kill this thing earlier. Stand here. Let's see if a mushroom spawns on me. I don't think that it would, but sometimes, you know, you get a little bit unlucky. But personally, I've always told guildies that you should. You see, when I died, I activated Hurricane. So my Hurricane killed the mage. So what do I do now? Just not activate Hurricane. Easy as that. Right? It says that, oh, but Jeff, but I've already have it into my muscle memory. Just listen to that. It's just one little thing that you gotta do. No need to think too much about it. It's just that one little thing. We've always been doing the same circulation on this boss, right? So now we're removing things that will otherwise be a threat to us. We don't want to kill ourselves, so we don't activate Hurricane. Only just for when the mages spawn. So we're gonna activate Hurricane at the start of the fight, reminding ourselves cautiously to not put down, you know, your and Hurricane when the next time we go to those mages. And I'm just gonna Rending Slashes over here. I'm just gonna Flurry. Activate, all I need to activate to DPS on this boss, break free from this. Just make sure that I heal him. Let's roll to this. Because that thing would have died. Without dots on it. Poison Injection, Endless Heal, not activating Hurricane, not activating Blade Cloak, because Blade Cloak would otherwise kill us. There's a mushroom over there, by the way, so we're gonna move aside. So Poison Injection, put our ulti on this guy, get away out from this. Poison Injection, break free from this. Activate our dots. Heavy attack. Rending Slashes. Let's see if a Mushroom Whisperer spawns. Right. So Mushroom Whisperer spawn. You're going to Light Weave into Poison Injection while we head to the other safety zone. Gonna kill it carefully. Not really much to do here. Just gonna put my dots down. Pretend that it's the same thing over again. Reactivating Hurricane. Curing myself because, you see, I was next to this pool over here. Taking my time, getting resources back, not really focusing on damage or anything. And if you really have trouble, you can always activate those glyphs, but I think that if you stood at the right spots, you actually save yourself from a lot more trouble. So, just save yourself the trouble, just be in the right positioning, activate your stuff, you see. I'm not putting Rending Slashes or anything, just waiting for it to die. Easy. So what did we do? Hurricane killed our Mender the last time, therefore not allowing us to have the bubble to protect ourselves. Problem solving. We just take it away, right? We just take it away, not cast it. Make it a lot more easier. Just put our dots down. We don't have to have a tight rotation. We don't have to be doing insane amount of DPS. You can see that my DPS is just really easy. It's 14k. Whoops. Sorry about that. There we go. So let's see what we did on boss. Endless Hail, Poison Injection, Razor Caltrops. You guys know that I'm not using anything special. I only just use my, either the setup that I use is Spriggans, which is Ophidian, Hunting's Rage, or I sometimes swap to which is Ophidian, and what is it called? My bow, and then I use one Kina's, or use one Kina's Valadrafia. I'm using dual. Very basic stuff. Feel free to screenshot this. Doesn't matter. So let's go to Hender. Let's go to the next arena, right? And again, we're not going for perfect run. Those things exist once we've already learned and we've done it a million times. I've actually not run with my stem. Was this a StamSorc? I can't even remember anymore. Don't need to run it with your StamSorc all the time. Just need to run it. Just doing this like once every few months or whatever, block the heavy attack. I have way too many characters, who remembers anymore? You just roughly know. You have your crit search, your resources. Go in this way, bash. Bash. See? You bash stuff, play mechanics. Poison injection, cleave. Heavy attack, poison injection. Heavy attack, cleave. Not really changing any of the dynamic. Blocking. Making sure we walk off AoEs. If you see me, I'm not running all amok. See some players to get really excited, run around. Don't need to do that. Just put dots down. Let's heal roll. Poison injection. Caltrops. Put cleave on to protect yourself. Heavy attack, cleave on again. As long as you're doing things right, block. Take a roll. Poison injection. Just take it easy. Block if you have to. If you don't really feel like it, you don't have to. Just put on the cleave. You're basically given all the mechanics to make things easy on yourself. You just need to have a clear mind. Get used to the game. I would never recommend vMA to somebody who's not used to the rest of the game and doesn't have a intrinsic understanding to the rest of the game. Like, if you are a bit of a rush to get through the game, then I think that's kind of the problem, because ZeniMax has kind of designed a we've talked about this before, it's like Dark Souls, right? In the way this game performs, but a fast pace of it. So we're just arming ourselves. We're just arming ourselves with the tools that ZeniMax has provided us to kind of deal with the mechanics in the game without having to think too much of it. Block, heavy attack, cleave, get out of this. Ooh, see what was the mistake? So the mistake was that I chose not to run out of it. I chose to stay in there, and I got hit by both AoEs at once. I got hit by, I wish I can, okay, I can use my mouse here. I got hit by 4 of these at once, right? I got hit by the heavy attack, which caused me bleeding, and then I got hit by both of the AoEs. So we learned our lesson, and then with this Infernal Guardian, this one Lurcher boss, we move around him a little bit more often, but we don't need to move sporadically. We just move around him in a way that we can kind of fix ourselves, our eyes, onto the other mechanics on the map. Right, that's all we're doing. So let's put up the pace a little bit. Let's put Realme Trap on this guy, Caltrops, Poison Injection, and then let's put our Hurricane up again, early. Let's put Cleave, roll this, and then we can crit charge him, just to be safe. We can kill him a bit earlier. Right. If you're never quite sure of what killed you, take a step back, look at your death recap, combat metrics if you have combat metrics. You know, just take it slow. But most likely it was just some mechanics going on, your unfamiliarity with the mobs. Usually when I was learning around the first time, all I really did was, I wasn't spawn camping like this obviously, like I was actually taking my time letting the mobs stay alive. Because when you let, you know, mechanics stay alive, you don't rush, you remember things a lot more cleaner. Then the next time you want to do your ladder runs, your speed runs, your Flawless Conqueror, or you can just, you know, take your time, just do it. Putting my dots down, putting my ultimate down, poison injection, blocking, letting it kill itself, letting my dots kill it. Not really putting any resistances up or anything other than blocking, no rolling at the right time. You don't want to roll when you see an AoE underneath you for the Infernal Guardian, blocking this. Putting my cleave on again, heavy attacking. And then I'm gonna heavy attack to get some resources back. Hurricane. Putting my crit charge. I accidentally the Mystic. Bad for me. Putting my cleave again. Reverse slice. More reverse slice because these things are so tanky. Heavy attack into my cleave, my brawler. Letting it die. So we're putting a cleave on this. Heavy attack into reverse slice. Breaking it. Not really anything special. Making sure that we put our dots down. One roll, bash. We do another roll just to be safe because it doesn't remember, it doesn't matter how much damage that thing does. When you proc dodge from your roll, it does 0 damage on you. So that's what we're going for here. See me moving around got me off that AoE. But I only really move around the circle on this boss. I don't move backwards because I'd be pulling him off my AoEs. Right? Same little thing that we've always been doing. So let's put a roll a little bit. Caltrops and roll again. Because remember, rolling stops all damage. We'll bash this. Cleave. Heavy attack into cleave. Not really putting out no poison injection. Poison injection now. Taking our time here. Realme trap. Cleave. Caltrops. Block this. Poison injection. Taking our time. Block. Doing this. Same thing over again. Ooh. Poison injection. Nice little chain he has. Not really important. Just remember that she does a lot of damage, by the way. She's gonna drop a banner here in a bit. So watch what she does. Drops a banner and she's gonna chain me in a bit. Chain. Alright? And then she's gonna throw a grenade. Throwing a grenade. So I'm gonna watch out for those mechanics. And then after when she's done, I'm just gonna pop my dots on her. Heal through the damage while she doesn't have any mechanics and then kill her. Right? So if it's a video, you can always rewind the video and just see what I did there. Because in case you didn't quite grasp what I did before, it's totally okay. You watch this on the YouTube. Make it a lot more easier. Heavy attack into my reverse slice. Reverse slice again, roll. And I'll put dots on this. Now that mage should have popped out, and if that mage did not pop out, I'm actually not going to kill this boss. I'm actually gonna just put my caltrops on this. Heavy attack into a poison injection, like with poison injection. Roll? Oh, the boss is doing something for me. Curious. Crit charge, heavy attack, right? Cleave, that's my cat. And now it's broke. Right, makes it a lot more easier because I have crit charge. Endless heal, poison injection, my ultimate, and my cat is starting to call me for food. So I might have to put her out of the room a little bit. So I'm gonna roll from this. One reverse slice. I'm gonna crit charge on this, cleave, poison injection, and I'm gonna actually execute it. And I'm gonna reverse charge this. So see, taking my time, just trap. So guard over here, so I'm just going to put my dots on it. Bash. And let's heal poison injection. Come back to this. My realm trap, poison injection, and let's heal. Caltrops, making sure I get out of that. Poison injection, heavy attack, and then I roll. All I'm doing, just playing mechanics. Cleave, realm trap, let's heal, poison injection. See, this thing spawn, I'm gonna bash it, heavy attack. Do this cleave, not really important. Just gonna continue on with what I'm doing. Those totems are what's a lot more important. Charge. Just hitting my perch, rolling this boss. Poison injection here, poison injection here. Roll this boss, and then I cleave, heavy attack into a rending slashes. Sorry, not my rending slashes, my reverse slice. Sorry for the slip of tongue. But yeah, no problems. Just have to be playing mechanics, that's all. So let's go and do the last arena. So, I'll probably, what I'll do, I'll try to see if I can slow down on DPS on the last boss. Because what sometimes I do, I go through it too fast and some players can't really see what I did, right? So let's take it slow. Just kind of demonstrate what I'm doing. But further than that, you see, I'm not really changing anything of the way I play. I put my dots down one spot, put my heavy attack into poison injection, realming trap. And the reason why I repeat this so much is because when new players, they learn, when they get panicked, they forget everything, right? So it's just a reason why I'm reciting this. Reading my food. Then we're just gonna cast this, take our time to it, cleave, bash this, put my endless heal, caltrops, poison injection, cleave again. Now, this is where a lot of people have problems with. I'm not gonna DPS this guy yet, so let's show you. He has this thing, and then you move around. This drawing a circle, cleave, and then he has a heavy attack. And if you ever have trouble with after that fire, like it's too much damage on you, you can roll the heavy attack. After you kill the crematorial guard, you can move around him easily. And if you're having moving around him because you're Magica or whatever, it's totally fine too. Just can just take your time. You see, I'm just taking my time, playing Frogger, breaking free stuff, you know, making sure I stay alive, making sure I'm out of AoEs, bashing stuff, taking my time. I'm not really like paying attention on DPS or anything. Just paying attention on the mobs, what they're doing around me, playing with mechanics. Ooh, something to bash it. Leave. Just keep myself alive. Again. Same thing. Now on the last boss, I'll not DPS. What I'm gonna do, this mechanic, I've activated Ghost, right? So I'll just go ahead and kill this thing, and then I'm not gonna DPS this mob again, because I want to show what I do with it. Let's just say you are moving really slowly, right? Like this, you roll that attack. You saw that what I did there? I did not die right away. So I'm gonna show it again. I'm gonna come back here, I'm gonna show it again. But you can essentially, and this is where it's tricky, right? Because unless I'm using Resolving Vigor, which I think I'll put it on. I'll put on Resolving Vigor so that I can show this crematorial guard. What can I do with this crematorial guard? Because lots of people have trouble with this one ad. I'm gonna pace ourselves through it. We're gonna figure out how it works. I've already figured out how it works. I'm just gonna show you guys, right? Show you how can you tank the crematorial guard forever, and it will never kill, especially not on a StamSorc. So we don't have crit charge anymore. I wasn't using it a lot. No big deal, right? Cleave, heavy attack, cleave, bash, poison injection. Not really changing anything the way I play. Heavy attack, cleave, even though I don't have crit charge. Right, new roll. I'll roll this again. And the reason why I was dying, not putting down dots. Not putting down dots. Need to put down dots in survive as... Oh, I need vigor, right? Because I forgot. I actually took in vigor this time. Putting out dots on this. So we're gonna vigor through this damage. We're just gonna vigor through it. See this? I'm not dying. It's dying. I'm gonna show it again on the next crematorial guard, just because that one died so quick and I was facing away from it. Let's do that favor for you guys, because you guys really need it, right? I know people have trouble with this crematorial guard. Like, once you get so used to it, you take it for granted, but how easy it is, to me in this case. So I'm just gonna take my time, just vigor through it, and just gonna show you guys what I do. Bash it, this mob. Okay, take my time. And let's take it slow. Vigor. See, vigor heals you through it. What's the big deal? Vigor just heals you through it. And the dots are just gonna kill the crematorial guard. Really easy. Cleave. Gonna make this bash. Yummy trap. Endless hill. Same thing with it doing. Bashing. Collecting those ghosts. Get out of this AoE. Heavy attack. Reverse slice. All is well. Yummy trap. Brawler. Roll this. Heavy attack. See that Caltrop takes forever to land. Activate this. Boom. Easy. Gives us extra room and extra time to be dealing with mechanics. Fun, isn't it? Really easy once you've kind of got it down. So what I do here? Vigor. If I don't have vigor, what I do? Keep my dots down. Bash this. Go for that ghost. Right? There's a Chromatograd here around here. Just gonna kill this mob real quick. Just gonna cleave. I'm not even gonna use vigor. Just gonna circle around it. Not even gonna use vigor. Collecting a ghost. One reverse slice. It's dead. Bashing this. One poison injection. Now I'm gonna take off my what's that called again? I'm actually gonna put back my crit rush just for a second. Right. And I'm gonna put down my dots again. Not really changing. Now this arena has something special. You have to, while collecting these ghosts, you have to keep killing this. If you don't kill this, it's gonna charge up this circle in the middle. If it charges up that circle in the middle, you have this big ass mini boss to deal with. Which we're not gonna have to deal with that right now. We're just gonna kill the summoners. And to be honest, like once that thing spawns, you actually just need to kill it. And it actually just spams a bunch of AoEs. If you know the Elumbris fight, the red Elumbris in Crypt of Hearts 1, same mechanics. It just basically puts a lot of red AoEs down on the ground. That's what it does. Nothing really special. Cleave again. One reverse slice. It dies. So going cleave. Poison injection, which actually we've placed again. Gonna reverse slice to kill it. Take our time. See, even when you can use Realm Trap, look at that. I have Realm Trap on this thing. It's not going anywhere. Because I put Realm Trap down, it got stuck in the way. That's how you learn to control the mobs in here. Gonna explosion, just to make my life easier. One Realm Trap, one poison injection, one poison injection, one endless heal, one Caltrops, one Realm Trap, one cleave. And then I'm going to reverse slice this dude. Heavy attack and reverse slice this other dude. Makes easy. Now I'm gonna do it early. I'm gonna change to my dual wield, just because I like to have fun. I like to take it risky. That's just, I like to play with both dual wield and two-hander. Breaking free from this. Endless heal. We need to do DPS to heal ourselves here. No need to be a lot of DPS. It just needs to be a lot of damage ticks. That's all it needs to it. Right, putting our this to heal up. Poison injection and rolling. Whoops, do it too late. It's totally okay to be doing mistakes because my dots were on the ground and I was healing myself anyways. So let's position ourselves for the big one over here. Run for this. Go in between. Right. Put our Realmy trap down. This one, and then we'll roll. So remember, as long as we're doing damage and we're rolling only the heavy attacks, we're going to be healing ourselves. Ooh, so why did Jeff die over there? Thinking about being smart. So what happened was that the one that actually did most of the damage on me, you can see, is not actually the Ash Titan. In fact, I got it mobilized, right? So I actually got it from the sword and board. So that lets me know that when I'm coming back, while I'm handling mechanics, that it's going to be tight, it's going to be a bit of a pinch. I'm going to make sure to kill that sword and board. Right? Because that sword and board is the one that is going to give me a hard time. It's going to put dots on me. It's going to linger around my health, lower my health, and it mitigates, right? Because I'm healing, like I heal over time, I'm just healing myself using crit surge. So if I'm letting somebody else put a dot on me, essentially it's as if I'm not getting as much healing. So rather than having to deal with that, we're just gonna have to kill it. Totally fine. So let's just go ahead, put all of these things down, Caltrops, Realmy Trap, Poison Injection, and then my bow, roll this, refresh all my dots on it, Poison Injection, and let's heal. I'm gonna get ready to roll here. So what we talked about, taking that gold ghost, taking for things like snipe to bash, and you saw that to one-hander he pretty much just kinda flopped on his own, didn't he? Like he died on his own because he was running through the dots, and that's the beauty about melee DPS, because they tend to die on their own when you put dots on the ground. Heavy attack, bash, there was nothing to bash anymore. Right, I'm gonna activate this because I know that some of you guys, why I'm not using on the last boss, but we're gonna actually do slow DPS on the last boss so that we can kinda show mechanics. And yes, I'm not gonna run Vigor. You can run Vigor if you want, but I'm not gonna run Vigor, just so you guys can kinda see what kind of mistakes I'm doing if I don't put my dots down. So use my this. If I fail ultimate, I'll use my ultimate, block this, or I roll dodge it. Because the boss does a heavy attack, he moves, bash him, and then I heavy attack, bash this other thing, and then I start to spawn camp this crematorial guard, right? No rush, no squabble. I'm rolling this. Jeff, you're moving around too much, and yeah, your dots are not hitting the targets, and that's true. So I always make sure, you know, that I always move back into my AoEs. So when you're down here, you gotta make sure to be really careful about the AoE that's moving around. So I'm gonna linger down here a little bit more, just kinda show you guys there's nothing to worry about. And when that crematorial guard, let's see if it spawns. Let's do a little bit of damage on these guys. As I do not have vigor, so I do not have anything to heal up, so to speak. Oh, crematorial guard going to spawn. This thing, gonna make sure I don't die to it. The dot on the ground, see that? Healing myself through the damage. See? Easy. You see the only part where if I'm dying, it's because my crit surge is not up. See, I'm healing myself back. No worries. Roll this. And it's so easy to heal yourself back as a StamSorc just by doing even a little bit ounce of damage. Gonna move past this. Branding slashes, heavy attack. See, I'm not really doing anything really important. Just putting my dots down on stuff. Just roll, dodging that heavy attack. You know, learning to heal myself using dots. Always doing that. Heavy attack, and then we'll block the heavy attack from the boss. Branding slashes. Just doing a little bit of heals. So we're gonna put our dots on this early. And then we're actually gonna run into this. Oh, we failed to make it. Does that mean we suck? Nah, we're fine. Down here. So we just need to put our crit search. Why would we die? Our crit search ran out. We didn't put our dots down. Same old mistake, right? So I'm actually going to drop down here instead of just rushing to the tech crystal, because I want to demonstrate to you guys that as long as you guys are putting dots down, you can survive training. Remember, I am not running with damage shields anymore. Two-hander. Made it a little bit easier. Don't need that. So we're gonna DPS this boss straight away. Just to rush up the thing. Roll this heavy attack. There was a heavy attack that happened. It's a little bit difficult to see. We're gonna put poison injection on this. Heavy attack bash. And let's go ahead and kill it. Let's go ahead and kill this thing. Go into the portal a bit earlier. So if you DPS the boss fast enough, now you don't actually need to be tanking anything down there. But doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it the slow way. I recommend for everybody to be doing the slow way at least a few times so you can get used to it. Go into this, putting my dots down on this other crystal, putting it early, hurricane, crit surge, roll for that heavy attack, and then heavy attacking, running slashes, heavy attacking, blade cloak, block this, block, easy, poison injection, put our dots down this, no rush. And I know some people say that they have RNG for this, you know, because this thing keeps spawning away from them, this wall that protects them from being getting shoved down. They don't need to worry about it. I don't. You just have to put your dots down onto this thing over here and just play safe. I'm gonna roll once more, and while the thing is gonna die, I'm gonna go down a bit early, bashing this, and then you see the boss should be heavy attacking me. I roll heavy attack, but I'm going to actually put rearming trap and get rid of this summoner right here. Not gonna play difficult, and you saw that AoE actually hit me because I was lagging. Getting this ghost. Always remember to go towards the ghost, not away from it. Just recharging my resources. Even though my resources are max, it's just to demonstrate how little AoE it is that you need for this boss. Right, so I'm putting this down. Here's a big explosion. Good. Just gonna kill this crematory guard so I don't have to tank it. Right, and then take down this ghost. Oh, a bit too late, but it's fine. Right, see, things die on their own. You just need to play mechanics. Take the other ghost. Take your time through it. I'm just taking the slow way. Like if you notice me, I'm not actually rushed to DPS this boss, even though technically I need to heal from it, just because I'm demonstrating here how easy it is. Now, on my next run as StamSorc, which I'm gonna actually leave for a bus in like a couple hours, so I can't do it right now. But on my next run as Stamina Sword, I'm going to do it all in one through, except I'm gonna be doing things on time, spawn killing things, you know, making sure that I get it. And it's actually pretty important, like once you get it, because even on my first time as a Stamina Sorc in here, I only really died 5 times. And it's because of familiarity. At this point, really, I've been doing Maelstrom Arena with a lot of my characters. Does that mean you need to be farming this? Oh, it's solo. It's a solo game, right? So why would you be wanting to spend a lot of time in here? You don't need to. Maelstrom Arena, you don't need to do it if you don't want to. But you can do it just, you know, to recap your mechanics on the game. You get to feel proud with yourself, like you're playing with different builds and whatnot. If you saw, pretty much all my characters at this point has done Maelstrom Arena. Stamina Templar, Magical Warden, doesn't matter. Makes it a lot more easier once you figure out the build, once you master the build, right? Because Maelstrom Arena is kind of like a final exam in the game. You can take it if you want to, it's not like school, it's not compulsory or anything. But you test your knowledge on the game, and if you can pace yourself to kind of do things based on muscle memory rather than you would just trying to kill yourself over and over, right? If you saw most of the time, you know, I didn't really die because of anything like serious, like mostly because of diet, because I was demonstrating something, or you know, I was just playing a little bit risky, just kind of showing the small little nuances that when you die to, because it's like in Maelstrom Arena there are so many mechanics, and if you see the way I play, and I encourage, well, if you're new to Maelstrom Arena, to be playing in this way, because you don't want to encumber, like you see like people, I'm gonna rush mechanics, I'm gonna make sure that I kill the boss and get the boss lower than 50% health. You don't want to do that. The moment you do that, you're activating like 3 or 4 mechanics in one go, so you can't handle them, because they're overpowering you, they're overwhelming you. So you want to be playing in such a way that, you know, the game becomes a lot more easier. So what am I using? It doesn't really matter what gear I use. I've run this thing without Vicious Ophidian before. I've run this thing with Leviathans. I've run this thing with Morak Tongs, Midnight Mother's Gaze. It doesn't matter if you run with a monster set, if you don't run a monster set. You know, it doesn't matter if you are running with Hunting's Rage or Spriggans. It really doesn't. Personally, for me, I actually say just play something that will suit you a little bit more easier. I would not encourage to get Vicious Ophidian if it's your first time here. Just run with Leviathans, because as a Leviathans gives you crit, right? Let me just check again. You see, max stamina and all crit, and it gives you so much crit that you can heal with your critical surge. So you don't need to be farming vet trials just to be doing Maelstrom Arena. That's kind of silly. Like, don't don't do that. Anyways, let's repair our gear here. So hope you guys got something from this, and the next time I'm gonna do a proper run, I'll stream it. No strings attached, just me, you know, showing all the bearings again. Just showing you guys what to do about it. So you can see, you don't really need vigor. You can heal through everything, and if you want, if you're using two-hander, just as a quick guide, you can always just replace put vigor right here. Put vigor right here. I'm using Expert Hunter because I want to heal more using my crit surge. Or, you know, if you're using dual wield, just say you're using dual wield, put vigor right here. But I actually say, just between you and me, like, the crit surge heal is the heal for free. So if you can, just put your vigor right here if it strikes us. Who needs DPS? I've had guildmates that cleared this thing, you know, just with 9k DPS when they were like CP 190. I'm not kidding you. His name is Zarkon. He's inside the guild. You can go bug him. But he was using a Magicka sword, and by far I think that he's one of the most splendid members in that regard. That he uses whatever he has to his advantage. He understands the build. He understands the game. He lets himself embrace the game's mechanics, and he opens himself up for new ideas and stuff like that. He doesn't close himself to silly things. He doesn't, you know, I mean, like, you gotta make sure that when you play this game, you keep an open mind, and you always make sure that you're objective about things. You can't get things done if, you know, and if you don't want to do Maelstrom Arena, it's fine by you too. Now, I'm using the Moria Mundus, when my crit rate is a lot more lower. But if you want, just go ahead and run Thief. Doesn't matter, it doesn't decrease the DPS. I promise, I've done this with Thief many times. Okay, I'm gonna log off this thing. You guys take care.